T3 Medias, and I'm going to get into episode 72 of Talking Through the Medias. Now, we all know what's happening. We all know the big news that's going on in the world. It's not a surprise right now. Yes, I will be seeing Avengers. No, I will not be pre-screening it like a good friend of mine. The Silver Screen Analyst, awesome review, my friend. Loved it. Thank you for not spoiling it for me. I'm trying to stay away from Twitter, all of social media, because I know there's trolls out there that is like, hey, guess what happened? Right when Thanos came out, new superhero named, a clown just came out, just saved the day. I don't want any of those spoilers. I don't want any, so I'm just staying away from it. I don't want it to be spoiled. I don't want to know what's going to happen after the after credit scenes, anything like that. I just want to stay away. What I am going to do, though, while I'm working on my press pass so I can be just as cool as my friend at the silver screen, I will be doing I want to do a character review. Not just one review. I'm going to do a character review of each and every Marvel character that's in the movie, hero and villain. Yes, I will be doing an overall movie review after I see the film tomorrow. I love you tomorrow. But after that, you're going to see a little sprinkle, a little touch, a little dab, a little here, a little there of a little mini micro, little quasi review of each Marvel character, one at a time. Starting with, I'm gonna start with Iron Man. I'm gonna go in order of appearance, maybe something like that, and then just get into a little bit of it. Maybe it'll be like 2 minutes, 5 minutes, a little here and there. But I'm gonna get into a huge review of each and every character from what they've given us over the years and what they definitely brought to the table of Avengers Infinity Wars. So stay tuned for that. We can't wait to see it. I'm very excited about it. And let's just get into the top story today. I have nothing to talk about as far as Avengers, even though I know that's all you want to hear about. But I have nothing. Nothing. And I don't want to get into it, of how jealous I am of everybody who's seen it. Congratulations to everybody out there who's pre-screened. But, you can also kiss the patootie, because my booty has not been able to sit down in any of those pre-screenings. So I'm not bitter about it. I just want to move on. So the thing I want to move on to about, and I gotta forgive me, guys, because I'm bad with names, and I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I got my phone here. I'm gonna have these names coming up. You might see me look down, but look at my cheat sheet right here. I'm not wearing my glasses, so I'm gonna try to be very professional. But I know a lot about a little and a little about a lot of things. What I do know is I am freaking out about what has been going on. I know you guys have been looking into the news of what's been going on with the Smallville actors, how they've been getting into all this legal trouble lately. I mean, the story's not that new, it's not that fresh, but it's still juicy. Like, what is going on? I love Smallville, the TV show. I love I haven't started to watch Krypton yet. Maybe I'll get into it. I might. But I am a diehard Smallville fan. Michael Rosenbaum is my jam. Love that dude. Just the way he would just come into a room, own the room, like a Sopranos boss, and make Tom Welling Lex. It was almost like Suki. In the way he said Lex. A little tension there. No. But right after Smallville, well, not even after Smallville was canceled. This was in the middle of Smallville, like towards the end of the show, like in the last couple of seasons. I remember after Sam Jones III was had his exodus off the show. I don't know if because of the allegations that happened while he was on the show, or I think it was after he was booted off the show for whatever reason. I don't know why, because I liked his character on the show, and I liked what he did afterwards with some of his stuff. But he got in trouble in Hollywood. There was some big thing about him trying to be like the drug man, the drug mule, the king of cocaine in Hollywood. He was trying to do to traffic, be the trafficker of all the main. He wanted to be a kingpin. That's what I gather. Now I don't know if he's in jail now. I didn't look that deep. I'm not that invested in this man's life. I don't want to promote what he was trying to do, why he was trying to do it, or why he thought he was going to get away with it. Because everybody, I mean, look, They love a comeback story. They love a story of a guy on the rise. But the one thing, as much as I quote the Joker, Heath Ledger's Joker, here's another character I love to quote, and that is from the Green Goblin from Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man movie. The thing that they loved more than cheering a hero is to tear him down, see him die trying. And dude, what made you think you were gonna get away with these things? People snitch. Social media is on the rise. People don't like to talk. They stop talking. They don't stop talking. I mean, they just want to talk about every damn thing. I got this from. I got it from Sam Jones the third. My boy the third gave it to me. SJ3. SJ3 gave it to me. So I don't know what you were thinking. And then that story came and then it went. But then the season finale of Smallville happened. We kind of got Superman, I guess, if you can call it. We kind of got Darkseid, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. Now the Marvel Cinematic Universe is on the rise. It's thriving. We already passed by Iron Man. We got that Iron Man 2 out the way. We getting that Thor. We getting that Captain America. We heading towards the Avengers, right? But people still talking about, Smallville. They want to see Tom Welling do this and that. All of a sudden we got Man of Steel. Things are happening, right? Okay. Now, now this isn't a debate about what's better, the DCEU or the MCU. It's not about that. But tell me why. After all these years, after all that drama that went down, what the hell is going on with my girl, Lana Lang, played by, let me look it up, like Kristen Kreuk, Lana, and Allison Mack. These two, now Kristen, she disassociated herself quick. That's one of my favorite words in the world. She disassociated herself from, get this, people, a cult. Not only that, a sex cult. Allison Mack was the second in command of a sex cult, bringing in these actors. And it is not just like young 18. I'm fresh off the boat, fresh in Hollywood from Kansas, and I don't know what I'm doing. The bright lights and the movie stars, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm being dragged in. No, it's not. No, we're talking about some of these women are grown ass women, mothers, know what the hell is up. Tell their daughter, don't do drugs, don't get into this and that. Straight up got in the car. You're gonna worship this guy now. I forgot. I don't even remember. I don't even give a damn about the guy's name. But this guy is your sex master now. For one, okay, since slavery has been about, the fact that we still got sex masters out there trying to, do these things with these women, it's just weird. But then, now I can understand. Now I don't condone it, but when I see these people that have these cults and whatnot, it's usually a crazy, wily-eyed guy. This dude look normal, and his second in command was Allison Mack. Chloe. I remember thinking about that when I saw it. When I saw the story, I was on the internet, and I'm like, former Smallville actress arrested or sentenced for her links with a sex trafficking cult. And I'm looking at the drawing. They didn't have cameras in there, so they had a guy do the rendition, that drawing. And whenever you're guilty, I guess when you're in the middle of the trial, they got a nice little sketch of you and all that and whatnot. I'm thinking when you're guilty, or when you're about to just, when it's about to be open and you've already pleaded guilty, you're just going in for sentencing, you're just about to be in and out. The dude's got a sketch right real fast. They draw the most effed up pictures I've ever seen in my life on these people. They had her looking like all mutated and all that stuff. Her face was all on. She was crying. It looked like she was being held up by two officers, I guess, of the court, about to be thrown in jail. Second in command, luring women, grown women. They all had a body type though. From one of the details I heard, that he wanted nothing but very, very thin girls. He had a type. And Chloe was all like, I'm not only, a client, but I'm also a president. She's like, I'm not only one of his girls. I'm also one of his captures. She straight up lured women to join this cult. And poor Lana had to make another statement. Like, at first, I thought this was an organization to empower women. I found out that it wasn't. I don't know what's going on. I didn't read the manual. I didn't drink the Kool-Aid, but obviously Chloe did. I'm gonna say the actress names, the character names, because that's the best way I can remember them. But it's Allison Mack. But damn, and I was wondering why she was not appearing in Supergirl. Why she wasn't appearing in in these things. Why all the actors from Lois and Clark and then Smallville. And I'm still waiting to see if Tom Welling will do an appearance on. And I'm kind of upset that it wasn't Tom Welling who got to play Superman on Supergirl. That would have been pretty cool. But then you would have had to associate it with why isn't the Green Arrow and this Green F that's blah blah. Okay, so I get it. But at least come in as a villain or something. Like Tom, you got to do it. You got to do it. Something's got to happen. But now I'm starting to understand why Allison Mack wasn't asked, because it was like, damn girl, we that it's funny. I remember back in the day when Smallville. Quick story. I remember when Smallville was in its beginning, like season 4, season 5, and I met Dean Cain. He came to overseas where I was working for the military. He came and I asked him questions about some things, and I asked him about Smallville. He signed my comic. I had a Superman comic book, and he signed it. And I asked him, hey, what do you know about Smallville? You like Smallville? Have they asked you to get on the show? They're like, no, they haven't asked me yet. They have not. I would love to be on that show at any capacity of that, but no, Warner Brothers has not reached out to me and to be on that show yet, and I would love it. And that's what he said. He was like, I would love it. And a couple of years later, he got on the show. So as a viewer, I would like to think that I had something to do with that. I put the bug in his ear. Look, all I'm gonna say is my question to Dean Cain came first, and then later he was on the show. You can connect the dots however you want it. So, and then to see Dean Cain again in Supergirl. So all these people, they're being recycled and whatnot. They obviously got good relationships with the producers and the powers that be up there. Ever since Allison Mack, she lasted all the way to the end, the final season, 10 seasons of Smallville. True enough. But Supergirl has been on for what? This is the third season. Second season, and we haven't gotten any appearance on her yet. No Lana Lang. Now it's all starting to make sense. At least can we get Rosenbaum to come in? He doesn't have to be a Luthor. Don't make him a Luthor. If we can't associate these people with any of their characters from Smallville. Tom Welling. The only reason why I say these things, Tom Welling, Michael Rosenbaum. Let's run down the gauntlet. I can understand why you won't let Kristen in, but I mean she did disassociate herself, so maybe her to a lesser extent. Erica Durance, she's now Lana. She's now playing Supergirl's mom. Who else can we get on this? Justin Hartley. I know he's on another show right now, but just as maybe as a villain of the week, we can have him come in. Maybe as a Green Arrow kind of a thing. One of Green Arrow's old bow and arrow villains to come in and come through a portal or something like that. That would be kind of cool. Who else could do it? John Glover. That would make a lot of sense. Aaron Ashmore, Tyler Posley. Sam Whitworth definitely needs to come through and come through. There's a person who played Cat Grant. I don't remember her on Smallville, but there was a Carrie Lynn Pratt. I don't know if she's been on Supergirl yet, but it would definitely make sense if she would come in, maybe as a relative of Cat Grant, or a flashback of when Cat Grant, in her younger years. That would make a lot of sense. That would be pretty cool. Um, Only to prove to me that these people are not involved in any of these these activities, because one by one these people are falling down into some of the worst scandals. First, it was like, you're not empowering women. Then you got the dope dealer. Now you got a sex trafficker. I'm like, dude, like, where's Tom Wellings, and what has he been doing? We know he's been acting, he's out there working and whatnot, but I mean, where's everybody else? I mean, keep these guys working, keep them happy. We got Sam Whitworthy out there. He's winning trivia shows over there, Collider. Awesome, keep it up. I want to see you guys come up on the WB and make some appearances on these shows. This is just ridiculous, and I want to know what you guys think about this. This is just far and just out there. So, moving on to the last thing I wanted to talk about. So, hey guys, I just finished watching The Looming Tower on Hulu. So, give my little binge review. Now, watching after all these years of after what's happened with 9/11, I remember where I was when that all went down. I was living in a 2-bedroom apartment with a roommate. I remember coming out of my room. I was waking up. I don't even know if I was employed or not. And my roommate, was sitting on the couch watching TV. He's sitting there going, "We're going to war, bro. You see this shit?" And I'm like, what the? And one thing, I remember I watched that TV all day. I remember thinking how sad it was, and like, oh my God, they're gonna. I remember the schools being closed. Everything was shutting down. Everything. Jeff Daniels' character. I was sad that all the characters that were. The characters on the side of it that were actually trying to, get the information that they were gathering from the 90s and bring it into this new administration, share the information, keep everything. I mean, most of the stuff, if you follow politics and you follow these things, this stuff came to light after the fact, after 2004, 2005, when the investigations really got deep. Why did we go to war with Iraq instead of Afghanistan, or where Al-Qaeda was, or Saudi Arabia, where the people who actually flew the planes into the tower were actually from? Yeah, they were from Saudi Arabia, but they went to Afghanistan to get recruited in Al-Qaeda and blah, blah, blah. But they still came from Saudi Arabia. But we have a relationship with Saudi Arabia. We're getting all that oil. So, Iraq, let's just go over there. That whole thing always concerned me and pissed me off. Because if we were getting all that oil and we had all that... we had that kind of relationship, that Saudi Arabia relationship that we used to have with Iraq. We still had that relationship that way we have it with Saudi Arabia. We would never have gone into Iraq like that. If we had that relationship, or currently have that relationship with Afghanistan the way we have with Saudi Arabia, we would never be in Afghanistan like that. And who knows what would be going on, because they certainly turn a blind eye to Saudi Arabia, even though that's exactly where the dudes that flew into the planes were from. Yeah, okay, maybe they were just from there and then they were recruited elsewhere, but they were still from there. They still deserve a look, more than the look that they got into. And characters like were played by Peter Sarsgaard, playing Martin Schmidt, guys like him, and then Ren Schmidt, that's a coincidence, playing Diane Marsh, were doing all that they could to. From now that I see what I know, now that I know now that I've gone through the end, pretty much purposely withholding this information from the CIA that would definitely help in the investigation, or could have prevented 9/11 from happening. And I remember there was one episode where his character, where Peter's character, said something like, don't give them that information yet, not yet. And they keep pushing me down, they keep calling me crazy, they're gonna keep pushing me away. But one of these days, it's like he purposely did it. Kind of, not really hoping, but kind of hoping that something like an event like that would happen. That way the government would need you then. And I remember seeing that the second that 9/11 happened on the final episodes, 9/11 happened. Sure enough, they called him up from the basement and they said, "Don't give me the 'I told you so' speech. You're gonna get all the resources that you want. You're in charge." Blah blah blah. He got exactly what he wanted. But look what he kind of caused or could have prevented to get it. Because when the Diane Marsh character was kind of feeling bad about that, and then they fast forward 3 years later, she's on the stand and she's got to hide her identity and she just straight up lied. Why didn't you share the information about these people that were in our country that flew into those planes? Why did it look like you kind of hid it away in a bunch of files? Now whenever you go into these buildings to turn in this information, you have to log in. There is no record of you walking into that building. She just straight up lied on their oath. I walked in and I gave them the files. Okay, so why don't we have a record of you checking in? I walked in and I gave him the file. And that was all she was going to say. Pretty much perjured herself. I'm thinking like, oh, okay. And now I remember all this stuff kind of going down and hearing about it. You kind of heard a little bit more about it when it finally went into the 2004 elections and then the 2008 elections. So I know how it kind of played out, but I don't remember really. But I'm not gonna even look it up. I'm gonna keep myself ignorant to it. I want to see how it turns out for this character. I don't know why. Don't be like me. Don't be stupid like me and use shows to be history books. If you want to learn what happened to the real, you know what, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna look up what happened to the real Diane Marsh and Martin Schmidt, because I feel like these two people should be in jail. And if they're not in jail, that's going to be a spoiler alert for me. So I'm going to spoil myself on it. Other than that, another thing and this is mostly about the last episode, because throughout the whole journey getting up to the last episode, it was slow paced for me. I didn't binge it all in one day, but the last episode was, it really touched me because, we say all these things about being at war against Islam or being at war against Muslims or being at war, and the main character that's helping that was trying to prevent this attack was a Muslim man, Ali Sulfan, and everything that he's doing to try to prevent the towers from going down. And that last interrogation, talking to a self-righteous terrorist, saying, and he's like, you're a puppet and this and that is in the Quran and blah blah blah. And he's like, dude, have you even read this Quran? Have you even read the Quran? I'm tired of you guys always telling me what's in the Quran when it's not even in there. Show me exactly where it's at. And he gives a little smart ass answer to that. I don't have to read nothing to you. I don't even have to talk to you. Blah blah. And he just breaks it down to him. He goes on his monologue about hypocrites. Killing one man is something that was in the wrong about you killing one man. You might as well be killing all of mankind. You save one man, you saving all mankind. Nothing in the Quran talks about anything that you're doing. Are you a hypocrite or are you a real man of your faith? And he tugged at him and tugged at him and tugged at him. And this dude is obviously a man of his faith. And everything, all the propaganda, I guess, that he was being fed to justify wanting to kill people in the name of any God. I don't care which God it is, but in the name of any God, especially if that God doesn't say do that. Especially I don't care what the religion is. If your religion specifically says peace or thou shalt not this and that, and you just doing it, and you find ways to you put this stuff in the puzzle box to fit. You're angry at something, so you want to make God angry at that too. You're only trying to feed your personal selfishness and what you want to do. You want somebody told you that you should be mad at these people. Okay, so they'll take a passage from whatever it is, a Bible, a Quran, whatever it is, and they'll take this passage. They got 8 passages here and there and the other, and sometimes they'll say exactly what they wanted to say, but they'll take all these passages and they'll take a half of the sentence here, a couple words from here and there, and fuse it into a whole paragraph that you might as well take one word from all these different sentences and make a whole brand new sentences. And it says it right there in the book. It says to do that thing. That those combination of words do not appear anywhere in that book. But you take a little bit here, you apply it to the story that happened there. You say that this prophet or or this holy man or woman or whatever that was there, and you combine it with what this guy did and what this guy said, and you put those things together, and it justifies all this stuff that you got to do in the name of whatever, right? And he called him out on it, and the dude it was like watching an episode of the First 48. Right after the commercial break, the dude was like, "I tell you everything." He just broke him down. Just broke him down, and I was like, "There you go. That's how you do it." All this anger, man. All this anger. You all this eye for an eye stuff, and you never gonna. You're only gonna want to. You're only gonna want to avenge and soothe your own pain. You're never gonna want to hear what they going through. You're never gonna want to hear that. So it's just gonna keep inflicting more and more pain. And on their side, they're like, it's like they want to do the same thing. They don't want to hear what we gotta say. They don't want to hear our side of it. They only want to justify their pain. So just keep fighting. It'll never stop. It'll never ever stop. But or maybe one day it will. Who knows? Who knows? But that's what I got out of that last episode. And then reading that the main let me really get him again. That Jeff Daniels character, his body was found 10 days in the. He was last seen trying to escort people off the out of the building. He was last seen. He must have been in the second tower. He was last seen on the stairs trying to escort people out, and his body was found 10 days later. And I could tell, a guy as big as Jeff Daniels isn't gonna be tied down to one thing. He's got movies to make. He's got things to do. But damn, he always gives. If it's not Newsroom, it's Dumb and Dumber. I don't give a damn what it is. Jeff Daniels kills it every time. Every time. And you don't want to see him. The only good thing about knowing that he is in there for a short time, he's in and out, is the fact that he's going to give you another great character somewhere else, and it's only a matter of time. That's the one good thing about Jeff Daniels. He's one of those actors that it's like Meryl Streep, Tom Hanks, and you're like, damn, I love that character, but I know it's only a matter of time. You're about to give me another great character. So, all right. Hate to see you go, but I love to watch you leave because you're about to come back and bring me something amazing. That's Jeff Daniels. And one little messed up thing about that character though, because of all his problems, the fact that he was estranged from his wife, in love with another woman, and seeing a third. And I wonder if all these women know each other now. And damn, he has children. The character has children. Now knowing, especially now seeing it on Hulu, knowing now what you didn't know then. I mean, the messed up, and his character was torn between wanting to be a good husband, but wanting to face reality, wanted to be a good boyfriend, and go with the woman he really wanted to be with, and still kind of wanted to have his cake and eat it too, depending on where he was. He was a rolling stone, and he was being pulled in all of these directions at once. I mean, at any moment he could have freed himself and got out of all of that. Just ended it. Like, look, I'm messing around. I need to stop. This is killing me. It's giving me a heart condition. I gotta stop this, y'all. It ain't nothing good coming from this. Just end it all. That's the best way to do it, or at least end the ones that ain't gonna work out for you, and hope the one that you do want to be with don't find out, right? Because that time when he broke down crying after having sex was kind of weird. So. The messed up thing is that when at the end of the episode, in the end of the season, I remember thinking to myself, well, that's a messed up way, but you solved that problem in a weird and messed up way. No offense, I'm not, but that was a weird thing that's popped in my head. I'm like, that's how you not solve that problem, but that's what you leave these women with. Your ex-wife is like, well, now you're her ex. She's a widow now. She officially is gonna get any benefits from. But the other two women that you were just dating, the one you really wanted to be with, none of these women are gonna get any real claim to you legally. And that's how you leave this stuff. It just tears up an open wound, and just tears these people apart. And that hit me on a personal level because. shoot, I could be in a similar situation if I don't hurry up and take care of my business. That's why you take care of your business. That's what he should have did before. Of course, he wouldn't have known what was about to happen to him, but still, you could get hit by a bus. People tell you that all the time. That was another thing that stuck with me. Don't wait. Just like the whole message about sharing the information with the CIA or the FBI or whatever. Don't hesitate. This is important now. Take care of it. So that message was just constant. And in a sick way, it was kind of there too when he died and leaving those 3 women in the limbo that they were in. It was a very, very weird kind of. I loved it. Like I said, Jeff Daniels can't do any wrong. And the way he delivered, he knocked it out of the park. But that's what I took from it. That was a good series. I can't wait to see how it continues. Condoleezza Rice's character is pissing me off. I love Condoleezza Rice, but if that's where you were really acting, this better be dramatized. The whole hey, we got attacked by the Saudis. We need to figure out what's going on with the Saudis. How can we make this about the Iraqis? And that response was perfect. What? Because that's what everybody was like. What? So let me know what you guys think. I wonder what Condoleezza Rice thinks about this show. I gotta look this up. But that's my review, guys. I loved it. I can't wait to continue with these characters and find out a little bit more what's going on. Like I said, I have a personal stake in this. I was in Iraq. I was supporting the troop as I was a contractor, morale, welfare, and recreation. I was under attack. There was some times where I didn't know if I was going to make it or come back home. It was some scary stuff, but there was way more good with the experience of working with those soldiers than there was bad. So I wouldn't trade it for a while. I'm glad I got the experience. I'm glad I got to meet the people I got to meet, and some of these people I'm still in contact with to this day. So it's outstanding, and that's what I took from it, and I'm glad that I'm here to share that with you guys. Let me know what you guys think about all of this. Hit me, put it in the box if you want to just share your comments, your concerns about everything we talked about. What are you gonna do when you go see Avengers Infinity War? What are you gonna do about what's going on with these Smallville characters, or the ones that's left after what's going on in their real lives? They in more danger today than they was in the damn show. What are you gonna do now, looking back in hindsight? With all this information, are we gonna make the same mistakes, moving forward that we did with 9/11? Hope not. What are we gonna do as a world, as a country, as a people? And that's the question. What we gonna do? Say your prayers, do your homework, eat your vitamins. Take your mind off of it every now and then. Like I said, when I was overseas, I was working for morale, welfare, and recreation. I helped the guys take their mind off the war. They played video games. They played board games. They had tournaments, pool, fitness. They were in the gym. We watched movies. We had a movie theater there, and I tried to make it the movie experience the best as I could. Usually when a movie was scheduled to play, they tried to get VHS tapes or DVDs of the latest movies that was still out in theaters. And I got a little perk to get that. A movie that was, sometimes it was right when the movie premiered in the States, and sometimes it was a week or two after. But it was good. And I remember my little contribution to that was I was recording trailers from YouTube and playing movie trailers before the movie would start to give them a real movie experience. And so they loved it. And I got a dig out of that. I love it when people are watching a movie that I'm premiering to them for the first time, or getting a little flavor of what's going on. That I could share with them, and that was great. I loved it, and like I said, I wouldn't trade it for the world. But that's it. That's episode 72, guys. Thanks for listening to me as I was talking through all this stuff, and got more to talk about as this week finishes out and rounds out. And let's just keep talking, guys. Until next time. Hey.